Corky.
Corky. Wow, do we have a good one today?
We do. A classic. Hello.
Welcome to Queer Films Revisited. As if this is a queer cinema review podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where we dive a little bit deeper into the film and how it was made.
The actors and how they, felt about anything that we can find on it.
Did we say the movie yet?
I don't think so.
So episode 6.
Episode 6.
We are doing
Bound. I am so excited for this one. The beginning to our sensual lesbian trilogy.
This was the first of the sensual lesbian trilogy.
Yes, it was.
And it was fantastic. Oh, that's what I was going to say is we got to watch the director's cut.
Yes, we did, with the director's commentary.
It wasn't director's cut. It was director's commentary. So sorry.
Before it was called director's commentary. It was director's narration, and it was buried in the disc.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really want this, right? And I was like, I do. I really, really do. Yeah.
So for the first half, it was the director and writer.
Yeah.
The Wachowskis.
The Wachowski sisters.
And then also
the editor and
Zach.
And then
I don't remember his name of all. And
then
the actor
Susie Bright.
Susie Bright was in there.
Susie Bright was in there.
How I tried to forget her.
And then Mr. Joe Pantoliano Fratelli came in and about midway, I think he came in. Or was it
he came in about like a third of the way through.
Yeah.
And then 2/3 of the way through, Jennifer Tilly came in. And the last third was Gina Gershon. And did we hear a thing or two?
I think you definitely are aware they don't think people will listen to this.
Oh my! Literally at the end, Gina Gershon says, she's like, "Oh, don't worry, they'll probably just cut this part out." And we're like, "Guess they didn't." So, fun. So what did we find out? Did we find out where did the story originate? We know this was this their first like big feature?
Yes, this was Lana's directorial debut, and I thought that was really. I just loved that, and it was like in the introduction of the commentary, and Lily was like, "And I just made sure the coffee was warm," and it was just like the support they had or have for one another, as like a symbiotic team. I think was really cool, and
are they twins?
I believe so.
Okay, I'll have to look into that.
I'm just gonna say I don't know because
yeah.
I don't know is a very valid answer.
True.
Yes, but so they definitely, had awesome information. I don't recall them specifically saying
where it was from.
They
definitely have, I think this was just kind of their style. Like it was really cool seeing their camera angles and stuff. Very, this is pre The Matrix. So, but you're already seeing how they wanted to go through things. Like
yes.
The intro it begins inside of a closet, and they're explaining that it's a 30-foot closet for the rig to be lowered down and be moving through everything. And so
alongside the pull chain.
Alongside the pull chain, which nobody knew what that was at the time.
And I was so confused because I was like, the thing to shine the light on?
The thing that is in the name?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So we don't know where the story originated from.
And I can't also like say for certain they didn't, because like part of me is like, no, remember that one line? And I'm like,
they didn't talk a lot. They were pretty reserved. Yeah,
I know that what I did think was interesting is as Gina Gershon, Corky's a plumber, and so they utilized their previous carpentry experience to really kind of make it a very like valid plumber. Like
Job.
she comes off looking very legit and everything. So, you know, like what mannerisms and like what order of events and stuff like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. We can always utilize information.
Legitimacy with our plumber characters. So do we know their thoughts on the film?
I think it sounded to me like they were really happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they were satisfied with it. I'm curious if the narration was done after The Matrix had been filmed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Because they had mentioned that they hadn't watched the film.
They hadn't watched
since
the film.
it had been screened, I think, at San Francisco Pride or at the Gay and Lesbian Film Festival. Yeah. And the audience reception was just like so amazing. They didn't think that it could be duplicated, so they haven't seen it since this. Mm-hmm. So thank you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool, but I don't recall getting a date as far as like when it was. So I'm curious if that was after the Matrix.
Right. I don't know when it was recorded necessarily, just that it was afterwards and everybody was, I think, working on other things. And so that's what, you know, they're all kind of coming in staggering and stuff. So I'm always curious with that. I'm like, oh, is it like, I
was like, oh no,
my tattoo.
Your tattoo.
Which Candice so beautifully gave me a quirky. I know it's not quirky tattoo, but it's the tattoo quirky has. What's it called again?
A Labris.
Thank you. I wrote it down and I should know. But I got one on my arm and I feel so cool.
So legit.
Yeah. So director, writer thoughts. So do we know how the cast was chosen?
I know that they both had to audition, Gina Gershon and Jennifer Tilly. I know that Gina Gershon was a part of she kept pushing and suggesting Joe Pantoliano for,
Right.
What is his name? Caesar.
Yeah, I wouldn't have remembered that.
I would not have remembered that. Yeah.
Caesar.
Yes. So, she had, kept pushing for him to be, played by Joe Pantoliano. So,
right, and that's Gina Gershon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And yeah, so I think Gina Gershon, I think they said sent in a tape because it was after Showgirls, and so she was trying to kind of like diversify her acting roles.
Yeah, we got to see an interview of her talking about how her studying, her background for the character. She said she didn't really study actually lesbians at all, but she studied like James Dean and Marlon Brando.
Yeah,
and
Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, so she was really excited about
stand-up guys.
Right. I don't. Is Quirky supposed to be a stand-up character? I think she.
Quirky. No, she's not.
So,
you're correct.
Yeah. So that was a little piece on that. It's funny when Jennifer Tilly came in. She's watching it and making a comment about how when she's with the guys, she's like, you see how my voice gets really tiny? Yes. She's like, that's because I'm trying to make myself like seem innocent. Do you see him doing that? And I think it was Joe. Yeah. And he's like, no, yeah, we nobody noticed that until you said it. Thank you. So, yeah, when the actors came in, that was a very different experience.
It was a very different experience, and I think we've talked about how it's really fortunate sometimes when they have a separate commentary for actors and then the separate one from the directors, because we were getting some great information. Like, for instance, the budget was $4.5 million. And so...
And then I heard him say something later about like, oh, well, yeah, it only made $4 million. I was like, oh, was that the budget or was that the...
I don't think was successful at the box office.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I don't recall it, like, because I don't know how it was able to be released so much, because it's pretty risque at that time.
Yeah, it is.
But I mean, I remember I had a movie poster on my wall, like probably like when I was 18, but oh my God, I was so happy about my Bound movie poster. I was like,
It's a naughty movie.
it's it is, no, because like the first time I watched it, like for instance, I didn't really know what I was getting into.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm watching it in the living room, and this is how I know I didn't know what I was getting into.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden it's like the sex scene, and my mom strolls through the living room, and I'm like,
oh, that was the first time you were watching.
The first time I was watching it.
Got it.
Yeah, I would not be watching Bound.
Oh, I when you said that story in the past, I thought it was like you were in your room and she just come walking on in. But no, this is you in the living room thinking you're just watching a totally normal.
Like I knew it was like
maybe a little kissy.
You'd never seen anything like it before, so.
True.
I was like, Corky, now we know is fist deep in.
I know, we did not know that before. They were like the fisting scene. I was like, the fisting scene. And then yeah, explaining how that whole thing was going on.
I thought it was kind of funny because the actors like didn't so they didn't read their stage directions all completely. So Gina Gershon's not aware of like,
why
why they want her only pretty much elbow showing up underneath, which again, my mind never even went there.
Right.
And then but because she hadn't read like the stage direction or description of it, so yeah, just the other moment of that is like when there was Jennifer Tilly's character was supposed to see a gun in a refrigerator, because there's a callback where she's staring at the refrigerator,
right?
And they were like, stare at the refrigerator, and she's like, why? Am I hungry? Because she just knew her lines, not.
She said she only read the dialogue, not everything else, and that's a very it's just a very interesting time.
Oh, and then she was like, "Ooh, here's my improv." They didn't let us improv a lot, but here's my improv line.
And then
and it wasn't there, and she's like, "Oh," and then they're like, "Well, if it wasn't in the script, it pretty much got cut."
She's like, "Why'd you cut it?" Because it wasn't in the script.
Yeah. So I thought that was amazing.
No. Yeah, those two ladies were really funny. They were saying that not a lot of actresses wanted to play lesbians, so
yeah, so they were the brave souls, and I think that it did do both their careers very well. I mean, Jennifer Tilly, liar liar, that was good.
You think this film did them well, or it didn't hurt them? Because you said it didn't really do well in the box office.
There's but you can still see like the fact
how it helped them.
Yeah, how it helped them. Like Jennifer Tilly pulling off this like mobster wife, and then Gina Gershon not just being a showgirl, but
just being.
Yeah, so I think it showed them in a diverse manner, and showed their acting chops being more versatile.
I agree. So we know the budge was about $4 million.
Yeah, 4.5 million. That's what I think that's what Lily said.
Did they talk about post-production at all?
They did say some things in post-production. Like for instance, I just think honestly they're probably some of the most like meticulous filmmakers, because there was one scene where there was a lack of continuity with Corky's hand tattoo, and Lily was like, "There you go. There's
That's the one mistake."
And I was like, "Oh." And again, it was just there was an inner triangle put in it. So,
with the timing in the movie, she could have just gotten another tattoo.
Exactly. So it's not a.
I do have that they had to go back after filming to shoot some extra shots, some extra transition shots, because things just weren't making sense, or they needed extras. So I always find that interesting that they do that. And speaking of transitions, I loved how they were explaining how all transitions are based in like sound.
Yes.
And so it really made me pay attention to the sound of the film. Even though it was kind of lower, it wasn't as bad as the other ones where it's like I can't hear the film at all.
Right.
So we were actually able to hear the like whoosh.
Oh, the commentary.
Like, yes. We were still able to hear a little bit of the film. And so, yeah, just learning how all the transitions are sound based.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. And you can see it with the way they are able to articulate sound in a shot, which is very impressive. Like it's like I said, reminds me kind of like of David Fincher, you know. Perhaps David Fincher reminds me of Lily Wachowski, you know. Who's to say? But
is only one of them the director?
For this one, that's what they said.
I always just assumed they were a duo, so they wrote and directed everything together.
So what it was Lana's directorial debut. So Lily perhaps had already done. Yeah, so perhaps Lily had already done something. So yes, this was written and directed by the Wachowski sisters. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Let's see.
They're amazing. I mean, just they take you on the ride. You know what I mean? Like from the beginning of like really establishing the characters and stuff like that, and just like mirroring the shots of what Violet has to do, Jennifer Tilly has to do for her kind of job, you know, and then mirroring across the wall, there's Corky snaking a drain, you know, and so it's, I mean, like things you know, just really blew over my head, and I was like, oh my God, that's just so amazing.
Yeah.
And yeah, the sound thing really did, like, also another thing I was like, wow, because those transitions, you feel the like whoosh.
Yeah. They were talking about how everything's very wet in this film.
Were they, or was Susie?
She was a little. It was a little uncomfortable, but
I was like,
she's like, everything's so
wet. She was like, I'm getting wet right now. I'm like,
she did say that, and I was like, oh no, ma'am.
I'm like, director's narration.
Where's the director? Yeah, the director did not speak up a lot.
Yeah,
especially after about midpoint. So.
Oh no, definitely. Like they let the actors take over.
Yeah.
And I don't not know that they were supposed to. I think because you're really supposed to kind of be like.
And that's it was funny. One of I think Jennifer Tilly's like, oh, am I talking too much? And that's when the director was like, no,
we want you. Yeah,
go ahead, say whatever you want.
Because then you get those
now.
Uncut gems. You get those priceless gems of, you know, of like, here comes my improv line. I'm like, have you not seen the movie?
Oh my gosh, or Gina Gershon, and she's like, I've always wanted to be on a laser disc.
I know. Oh my god.
So this was recorded, probably. Oh my gosh. And for people who don't know what a laser disc is,
the biggest DVD the size of a record.
It was the size of a record, and it was before. They're like, we can actually jam pack this down.
I worked at a video store that had Laserdisc return slots.
It's the extra wide one.
You can drop a pizza in there, Laserdisc. We were never rich enough for Laserdisc because they were unnecessary. VHS to DVD. It was the most like.
My stepdad had them when we first moved out to Thousand Oaks, but that's because he did audio tech for a living. So, but even then they aged out. Like by 2001, he was like, I don't know what to do with these. We got to get rid of them.
Yeah, no, they literally, and now oh my God, I would be, to get my hands on some laser discs and like present them like freaking vinyls. Yeah. Oh my God, how cool would that be?
That would be pretty cool.
So
good artwork.
Yeah, exactly. So yes, this was for the laser disc. And we were, I have the DVD, so that's why we were able to watch the director's commentary. We couldn't find it online. So
there was like 6 minutes on
there
YouTube
was 6 minutes. Yeah, that let us know that they have
it. Does have it.
And Susie Bright was going to be there.
Oh, yeah. She's funny. And she's she was saying how she has her little cameo. She's the bartender.
I think she's the cop. No. She's the cop's girlfriend. I mistakenly said she was a bartender.
She was. Oh, we were watching it, and she said, "This is my part.
This is my," and she's the lady at the end that Corky sits next to in the leather.
Oh,
yeah, and so I
didn't expect that.
Yeah, because I told you in air I do that. It's impressive.
Yeah,
she was the bartender.
I'm so gullible. I'll believe anything. I'm just like,
that I'm like literally trying to be like, no. But yeah, so
she, okay. Mm-hmm. Well, she did say that for that scene she brought in her girlfriend and other people.
San Francisco.
Yeah, she's like, I needed it to have real lesbians in there. Mm-hmm. So
it felt pretty real.
It felt pretty real. No, for sure.
Yeah.
So the critical response of the film.
I think that it's received like well, directorially wise and everything like that. I think the subject matter is or was perhaps a little ahead of its time. So yeah.
Okay, so yeah. So I mean, obviously it helped their careers. I think the Wachowskis went on to do The Matrix, so it didn't hurt anybody.
No, that's what I mean. Like I do think it was received well. I don't think in the box office though, because of maybe the fisting scene. I don't know. Again, these were things that like didn't really come across your screen at that time, you know? So This is 1996. Like Ellen hadn't even come out. Like,
wow.
You know? So literally, like, again, like I'm not expecting what I'm watching it at home to all of a sudden be something where my mom walks in and goes, oh. And then literally she's like, you know, I just never understood it. Puts up 2 fingers. She's like, it's just never like a penis. And then walks out, and I was like, what just happened?
You're like, oh, I'm being accosted in so many directions.
I was like, oh. So that was funny, classic my mom moment.
I don't think I had many moments like that with my parents. I think those were probably avoided at all costs. So yeah, no, I cannot relate to that. And I would never watch this movie with my mom.
No, and I did tell her though that we were doing our podcast on. She's like, "Oh, I love Bound," and I was like, "I know you did." So
she's like, "I know that one. I remember that one for sure. That's a good one. It's a great movie.
I mean, really, it is, and I'm just loving these deep dives because the director's narration was amazing, and just letting us know like the motivation behind the scenes, and I mean the grips, and I mean all the overhead shots they were able to do, like you know, when Caesar shoots the mob boss, you know, it's a slow motion thing where he's going back, and literally they were trying to contemplate how to do it, and like while on break this grip drew out a whole sketch and was like, and was like, this is how we can do it, and they figured it out. So I mean, it is such a artistically directed film, like it very dark, but like tone wise, but it's fucking dark in here. Classic.
Good one. Ooh. That's so good. No, that's good.
A good movie. Like I loved the cheesiness of it. Like Jennifer Tilly's just like, I don't know. What do you, like I don't. It just like it would drive me crazy any other way, but it all seemed to work. Gina Gershon's like half smile swagger.
She is hilarious.
And they again, no one was beating down the doors to play these actors, and so they totally brought it to screen.
It's good. I buy it. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, oh my god, that moment when Caesar hits redial.
Yeah.
And you hear the phone.
In the other
And then you
apartment.
see, you know, freaking Joey from Friends come later moment over Corky. She's like, just watching it like, oh. And then, oh my God. And like runs over and like pulls it out of the wall. And it's just that it had like
it's
great
so
action movie.
It's a great action movie. It is a thriller.
A caper, as they called it.
It is it? What's a caper?
Like a heist caper.
Ooh, yeah, I like the heist.
As you said, I'm appropriately dressed.
Right, you're dressed for that. I am dressed as quirky. I guess neither. I am busting out my little tattoo. I'm just like, I feel like a little kid who got like a a push on. What are those called? Press. Temporary tattoos. And they're walking around like, I'm so tough.
I love temporary tattoos. I would get like $1.50 at the time. So it's like, a couple of those pouches of them, and they're just like, oh yeah, poke, 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 just like little things all over. Dollar signs. Loved those.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, not too shabby. Not too shabby for a little
not too shabs.
draw on before.
But yeah, so we are dressed for, apparently, I guess that's what we've just been naturally doing. Like, the intervention we did, the Friends. Because it's about friends. The cheerleader outfits.
Yes.
And so here we are in our heist gear. And it, so, I mean, how much is it? It's like $2 million in cash in the movie that they're trying to sell. Sorry. You're like, where?
I was like, what? Our outfits? I knew. Yes. And then, but like when you realize like $2 million in cash, I'm like, oh snap, that's a lot of money. Yeah. And then just even that, like putting the money in the paint jars, the 5-gallon paint jars, because it's that much money. And then like when Caesar kicks over the paint jars to let out the bags, I'm just like, oh, like everything. Oh. And then when they shoot, was it Caesar that they shoot on the paint? It has to be. And then so like
with the blood.
Yeah. And it's so funny because all the actors were like, wow. Oh, wow. Did you mean to do that?
Several times.
How many times those directors were asked,
did you mean to do that?
And it's like, did you read the script?
They're like, yes. Like, it was written in the script to have the blood and the paint mixing together, guys.
Every part of that movie you can tell is intentional.
Right. And they're like, that was just, what? Look at that shot.
I know.
Did you mean to get that shot with the gun and the way like that's like focused like that? And they're like, yes. That's
but they were never like too pained.
Oh, they didn't sound like us at all. They were like, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm like,
we meant
dang.
That. Chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were cool.
I liked knowing that there was not really a lot of support for improv on their set. So they like,
I love that.
There was, I guess they would amuse them and let them do a couple of things, but it did not get into
No, but I did like, they were saying how there's this one scene where, they did the normal takes, but then they were kind of just like on the last one for Caesar. They were like, now just go all out. And I love that. I love being able to, get different takes, get different versions, kind of let the person do, like, I love that when, the director's like, give me what I want.
Yes.
And then you can do what you want. So
it's like
that was good. Yeah. It's obviously this type of filmmaking was just right there for them to make The Matrix.
Yeah. I mean, because there was in those like shootouts, like you saw the beginning.
Yeah.
It was like, I was like, oh snap. Like, just like, I'm like, what you are about to do?
Yeah. So the world has no idea what's happening in 2 years. It was 99 or 98. I think 98.
98 sounds right.
I remember that year of my life very well. Pretty sure The Matrix was a part of it.
99.
There we go.
Wow. I mean, that makes sense. 1999.
Did I see that movie in theaters? Anyways, did you see this movie in theaters? No, Bound. You saw it in your living room.
God, if I saw Bound, so I was like, 16-year-old brain go, what am I saying?
Yeah, this was brand new to the world.
Yeah, I was like, it was like seeing Madonna's Blonde Ambition tour all over again. I'm like, what is this?
This is an awakening. Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely.
So, the first time I saw it was I rented a room from this elder lesbian. Oh my God, she was not an elder.
I was like,
but she was older than I. And Becky, what's up? Shout out. She was the first one that was like, have you ever seen the movie Bound? I was like, no. She's like, let's watch it. Speaking of uncomfortable, like,
no.
In the living room with my roommate, who's
in the living room with my roommate and a copy of Bound.
That's what was done to me. And I just had to sit there and let it happen. No. So my desire to watch it again was not a lot.
Yeah.
And then I don't think I watched it again until our review.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, okay, I think I'm ready.
Yeah, I will say my VHS copy was just trash. I was like, I've watched that a bit. Okay. I'll get the DVD.
You're like, they did come out with a better version.
Yeah, so that was
that's funny.
I mean, did we watch our review?
Yeah, I think so. A while ago.
I can't remember what I gave it.
You know, I don't quite recall watching our review, but I'm sure we loved it. I'm sure it was just one of the like, oh, that was good. Quirky, quirky, quirky. So you know, so
normally we like to update our review, kind of like recap it, but this definitely isn't one of those films where I was like, oh my God, I totally
No, we're not. No.
Like,
we're not coming back with a different opinion.
Yeah.
If anything, we're just coming back with new information.
Very much so. I feel like
deep dive. So, updated feelings, original score, probably.
I like that She's the Lady by, I think it's Tom Jones. Yeah, was the drive away music from the scene as they got in the brand new truck that I guess Quirky's spending that money quick.
Oh, Quirky, make sure that everything is you gotta get rid of that cash. All right. So what does this say? Bound is a lot about talking stuff and not seeing them do it. I liked that. Yeah. Like, what a good way to save money.
Yes.
Of like, you talk about a lot of the things you're doing, you don't need to film it.
Right. Like the whole, you know, what would you call it? Scheme of Johnny coming and all that other stuff. Like they didn't even have to do like a fake film of it.
No.
She just was that convincing. And I thought that was really cool. The sex scene of all the movies, an actual sex scene. That's, that was interesting when they acknowledged that 25 people. Most times it is a close set for these moments.
But the way they were filming it,
they said, "Nah, this is our movie and this is cinematic." Drop trow, 25 people, and I mean, like, so literally they're maneuvering themselves, and the directors are like yelling out, "Get the thigh, moving up." Get the underarm, more thrusting, you know, and it's just like the reality of how not sexy these are. And so you have all these like lights moving and everything, and it's supposed to like you as the viewer are thinking like time passing, light shining in, and it's like it's movie magic. That is a close set. These are people with holding up flags and lights and all moving forward while the actors can't acknowledge it.
It's magic how they can be holding like walls are appearing
Yeah.
and being removed, and because it's a tiny little room, but they were able to really accomplish some cool stuff.
I was really impressed with that. Just like it was nice to hear. I feel like a lot of the director commentaries, it was these passion projects of like the story kind of, and just bringing it to screen, not necessarily a challenge at directing it. And this definitely, I think, has the most like, technical direction of the films that we've reviewed so far.
Yeah, this one is very well filmed, well directed. They want you to move through it, and I just like it.
Literally.
Yeah. The camera attached to his chest. Yeah. Oh, when he opens up the briefcase to see that the money's not there.
So you feel the palpable.
Yes. The way they made it sound is like it wasn't a very common camera trick yet.
Right.
So, but yeah, he said that they strapped it to him, so you got
right.
that.
You see it much more common now.
Yeah. So,
that like video game shot kind of.
Yeah, that first person.
Yeah.
I like Gina Gershon when they were listening or commenting, and she's like, it's like Mystery Science Theater.
Right.
Which I thought was so funny because I was like, when you guys popped in, yes, definitely. All of a sudden, it sounds like these clowns are in there. It's just like, oh my God, look at that.
Right.
Wah, 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 wah.
Did you ever watch that?
My parents really, really liked it.
I never watched.
So, yeah, it's if you like B sci-fi films.
Yeah, never watched it.
No, or. It's them making fun of the film, so it's a certain kind of taste of show. The set, not a lot of money.
But I do feel the set direction was really done very well. Like for knowing like the elevator, this wasn't a building. This was all a set.
Yeah,
like that was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So and they're like running from each other, and he gets down to the lobby, and then the like elevator doors open. Oh my God. And she runs to the elevator and like in a panic, and hits the wrong side, and then Joe Pantoliano was like, oh no, not Jennifer knowing which side the buttons on. She's like, no, I acted that because I would be so panicked. I acted that. And I was like, that's so funny, like to hear like the actor kind of like defending their choices and everything. And I'm not saying like she shouldn't, but I just like, I'd never heard, no, I acted that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
There wasn't a mistake. I acted that.
Yeah. I was like,
yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
I thought it was really funny that pretty much the three main characters, each one of the actors that they said their favorite scene was basically just beating each other up. Yeah. Each one of them was like, when I got I got to pistol whip her, or when I got to knock him down. And I thought that was really funny. So, their favorite scenes are kind of the like fight scenes.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think
they're fun.
I mean, and then also like going back through it, and they're like, really, it's a lot of just heavy lifting by Joe Pantoliano. And I'm like, that's right. That fool is moving that furniture around. Yeah. And they had to do a few takes of that. And so.
Yeah, apparently he tried to, when you're saying that, I was like, right. He was like really proud of his body. Yeah. And they were saying he like wanted to like drop the towel in one scene to like show it off. And,
cut.
Yeah. And it's funny how I wrote down Versace towel. I was like, damn, like those little details that,
exactly.
But that's showing like, no, these people are.
No, the production design was actually really good. Done really well.
Right.
Yeah.
That's like they had to get that.
Yeah, no.
They're like, bring your own clothes, but we'll get the towels.
Well, that was what she did.
I know Jennifer Tilly
said because Joe Pantoliano was like, hell yeah, I got to keep my wardrobe.
Yeah. So he was saying he was trying to not get them dirty.
Yeah, because he knew we got to keep them.
he's like, I don't want to stain him. I really want to keep these clothes. So
when he was running with the like bloody money, you actually see him like trying to keep it away from everything.
Let me take this off. Oh, just it's a great movie, and I did enjoy listening to the actors. Like, they enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was really the awesome thing. Hearing how it seems how well run the set was, and
yeah, that matters. We know.
Yeah.
I'm just checking out our list of things, our re-review. We didn't really go over the re-review. We're just kind of touching up on. Did you have anything else in your notes that?
Oh, right. So one of the other things that Jennifer Tilly did apparently is she acts with her mouth ajar.
Right.
And so the Wachowskis would be over there like,
close.
And then was like, this is what got me nominated. And so,
I know.
She's like, so it worked. And it didn't not.
Yeah.
It did not, but those are those little like priceless bits.
But it's not wrong when they were talking about it, I think, right before it started. And so when that scene comes in, it's just, yeah, she's panicked. Like, her mouth is open because she's needing more air.
Right.
So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, did we get any comments on this one?
Oh
yeah, you got your phone.
Check it out. Get the phone. Let's check it out.
I want to take this moment before we get to the comments and just ask everyone, if you haven't already, to subscribe to our channel. This has been such an amazing journey, and just watching you guys hop on board and help us is really, really awesome. So thank you to all of our new subscribers and everybody. So,
any comments?
There were 2. One of them is from your mother.
Oh, see, I told you. Oh my God. Hi, Mom. Shout out to my mom. She appreciated the objective review. And then Mark Craig, you two are absolutely great together. Why, thank you, Mark. And thank you, Mom.
Yeah.
She's like, don't mess with my movie.
Yes. She said it was objective.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I don't remember what our review was, but
we did not have that. So
I can't imagine it's anything negative. So one other thing that I had in my notes was, what was the lady's name who was in the commentary?
Susie Bright or Susie Bright, yeah.
Yeah, she was talking about how, what's Jennifer Tilly's character? Violet,
yes,
is commenting on Corky's hands, and she's like, you know, because it's like, she's talking about her father's hands, and so, you know, hands are cock in this movie. I was just
in this community, right?
Well, she was saying in this movie,
okay,
but
because I was like, oh my goodness,
she probably did, but it was just, there was so much that was just like, stop it! I'm trying to enjoy this commentary, ma'am. So
the 90s.
Yeah. So I think that's all the notes I have. Was there any other notes, ma'am?
No. No, I can't think of any other notes. Just you know, some favorite quotes being, you know, Corky, 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 and another I can see again.
Oh, is that what she... Oh, God. Oh, lordy, Miss Glorny. Okay, I'll take that one.
How about you?
Why is a good one? There's so many good ones from Caesar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of the one that was just making me laugh really, really hard. I don't know why I'm seeing it's like, you know, after like he already knows the money's gone, and you know, she's just still, Violet's still kind of like, do you need anything? And he's like, Violet, can you just get out of here, right? Leave me alone. Okay.
They did so well together.
They did very well together. Yeah, I love how they were talking about how to audition. They had this phone scene where I think it was between them, and they were saying how that was their, like, the table read.
Yeah.
And then when they filmed it separately. And, you know, I think that's interesting because they're like, no, I just wanted to know that the energy and the chemistry is real.
Yeah.
You will not be filming this together.
Right. But they were able to definitely, like, play off of each other so very well.
It's very good. I'm impressed. I like it.
Oh, and then classic Caesar. It's fucking dark in here. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those are, I would say, are my.
It might have been that one that made me laugh really hard. Maybe today. I think even in this episode.
Yes, we did.
So it's good. It's you know, a classic story.
I didn't give it 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up. 4 all the way.
Yeah, for sure.
I was thinking, you know, it's just a classic story.
Classic.
It's basically coming of age. Like, she's just figuring herself out, and they're wanting to run away together. And I mean, who hasn't? You know,
they both feel pretty fingered out.
What does that mean?
It was pun. Sorry, figured out.
Oh,
like,
okay.
I was like, oh,
I wasn't sure.
They seemed pretty figured out, but
yeah. So that's true.
Myself.
I just wanted to make sure I was getting it. You know, I'm gullible, but I am also sometimes dense. So
no, I don't do puns, so I was literally a risk. I was like, that's okay.
So yeah. Just classic love story.
Classic love story. Gal meets gal.
This is a rom-com.
This is a frickin' com for sure.
If you haven't seen it and you're just here listening,
seriously check it out. It's super fun. Like, it literally is a fun watch, and you know,
and sensual.
It is fun and sensual. Like, it definitely goes there. Like, keeping in mind 1996, it was very impressive. And
why was it called Bound? Because she was bound to this life and she had just had to get out. Corky is bound.
I was like, the opening scene, she's bound. So I think that was kind of like, all right. And it probably has many meanings, like how Violet's bound to Caesar, like how, you know, like you said, Corky's bound to this life. Like, it's applicable to many things. And then literally, I think.
Okay.
That. So yeah,
I like it. It's cool. Is there any last thoughts, feelings, or,
you know,
hopes?
I'm happy we got to revisit it. It's you know, one of my favorite movies. So
do you feel like you know it more now?
I definitely do. Like, watching or listening and watching the narration or commentary was really informative. Like, that felt like a plethora of information of just how, you know, how they handled the set. I thought that was really cool. And just, I love hearing that perspective from directors and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And it definitely helped me know as the actors, and to, you know, sometimes just, you don't got to talk so much. I'm definitely the chatter of us two. I'm definitely always like, I'm here. So you're definitely the, like,
I was like, well, you do want to act, and I.
Exactly. So I learned to just sometimes sit back and chill and let the geniuses explain some stuff, you know. So, yeah.
But otherwise, very excited to be coming back to it, and also, may we suggest subscribing and, you know, joining in on this adventure as we go down. We are still continuing to do our queer cinema reviews as well. We just did Am I Okay? Directed by Tig and Stephanie, and Tig Notaro, Stephanie Allen, starring Dakota Johnson. And so that was, you know, fun to do. And so it's nice to keep up with those, and while still, like, be going back through our older reviews and everything. So, you know, go ahead and subscribe. You'll be updated with anything that we post. And, you know, we also do like short films and music videos, and, you know, check it out.
Gonna be with us on board for it all. Also, we'd love to hear from y'all if you're watching, what your thoughts were on this episode.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
How you like Bound.
How do you feel about the movie Bound? So, well, Candice.
Another great deep dive.
It was a great deep dive. I hope you didn't get too wet.
Apparently
this was a soaking, sipping wet episode. So, hope you guys could handle it. I know the tattoo is a little encouraging. So, thank y'all, and we will hopefully catch you on the next episode.
Episode 7. What will it be? It should be, but
I don't know. Anyways.